a foreign country. And it'll be a protest of the best you have ever thought of. It is safe. The only thing that let's discuss how to get there. And then somebody's mentioning money. Yes, we shall need money. For example, if we're going to use t-shirts, we can agree on that. How do we produce maybe 100 t-shirts? That one is easy. We can agree on that. So think of what to do. If we agree on this one, that's not the safest place to be.
Karule, your mic is up, then Nkumbi, you submit after Karule.
Nze kyembadde njagala okuwasasena ogambako luli nti biki twakola luli byetayagala kuddamu either nga byatuleetinga down oba nga byakostinga nga tetunatuuka ku kyetwagala. Luli ku space twahostinga ba politician ndowooza nekireetera issue yaffe okubeera dominated by politicians. Singa ku luno tugezaako kyewala like in open okay if we are to acquire their assistance, but not in open like the other time in the beginning. How do we see?
Thank you for the submission. Nkumbi. Karule, okay. Nkumbi submit. Good
evening, morning, wherever you are. Please confirm that you hear me.
Network yombi baba obanza nze kata kuli yavunji kufiga Nkumbi omulira bunji. Simuulira. I don't hear anything else. Network baba. Try unmuting and speaking again and we'll see. Let me see.
How about now?
You get it out now.
Okay, teknolojia yako gera kete chintu cha doctor cha kololo. Because personally I've been in kololo kwezi nako yankulu. Kwezi nako yankulu bagala before even the next day, before the next day bateka all the doctors AHO. So you cannot access kololo. Bagala okugenda city oil, okuveri cement, okuveri wansi ku DSTV, so you cannot access kololo and you're only getting in with an invitation. You always have to go in with an invitation. So twali yango kola nga basida wa well. Mulimu ba lawyer bagenda kola ku farms zabo. But what invitation from people agenda community. So you have to think about that. The only people that we are allowed to access is the time you have the wave, the keys of Peter but you're not allowed to enter at all in Kololo. You only have to have an invitation to access that field. So you have to have an invitation. Then there is also other officials. Let's say the Kololo. On their spot where they stay, now they take out roadblocks. Let's say, I can do on
Mukunde.
Their spots, take out roadblocks. Whereby we will some shortcuts within inside there. No, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Then back and go to roadblocks. Later in the evening. Never a day before. That was my submission about that call. So we think about that.
Chan, you have a hand up?
Yeah, mpozi okuongerezako ku nsonga ya muganda wa foyo. I've also been in Kololo at one time. Nenga those days twali tukyebase nnyo nga bannayuganda. So they would let the place be open for everyone who is coming. They didn't expect anything, they didn't anticipate on anything that they didn't have on their agenda. Naye ennaku zino Museveni buli wabeera, that crowd you see there is managed. Balina abantu baabwe ne bagamba gwe ogenda leetayo bus visit. Naawe ogenda leeta bus visit. That's how he pulls the crowd these days. He no longer let the space be open for everyone to come in. They manage the crowd. So it would have been a better place for us to be if at all we can disguise and be in those groups, which again a bit is difficult. Kubanga abo basi abantu ze basomba, abantu baabwe baba balina abantu baabwe. In fact n'okuboardinga bus ezo mu bitundu gye babajja basooka nabbawa sente 15,000 yingira tugende yambala t-shirt ya muzeeyi, yambala t-shirt ya muhoozi, okitegeera. Those are the kinds of crowds that you see in Kololo. You don't expect random people to appear there. Museveni naye akimanyi nti out of a crowd that he doesn't have control of, asuubira he anticipates something to happen. So I think it's a better option for us to show up on that place or occasion, but it's quite technical, like some of the comrades said. It's kizibu nnyo kati saawa zino kubanga nabo bakimanyi nti if a crowd pulls up nga tebaginaako kumanya, they know what would be the outcomes. Kuba kati bannayuganda bazukufu era tumanyi kye twagala n'ebizibu by'eggwanga tubimanyi and we can fight them. So I think it will be difficult for us to go there. That's what I'm thinking, I'm coming to realize. Naye we shouldn't relent. Nga Dr. Morgan wagambye, we still have other options. And I mean, we're not deciding right now. We are trying to discuss and find which would be the better way for us. But the thing is, we have to make a statement on that day. It's upon us to agree on which direction we are going to take or which place we are going to appear. But the fact remains that we have to make a very huge and big statement on that day. Remember the success we had on the 23rd? We shouldn't have anything short or less of that. So we have to make a statement that is bigger than the previous one that we made. So nze nange ndowooza kololo eyo eyinza okuzibwa.
Ochana, I'm losing you.
I think we've lost him. I also don't hear him.
Okay, you know when you get someone in the comment section, someone is saying, I suggest we have 30 nude ones at Kololo and the rest at Parliament. There is no way we're entering with a cloth. They will search it. So what if everyone who attends is by invitation? Yeah,
Right. I think Nganza Liempulide, Chituf Kololo, I think now they manage the numbers because abantu abasinga ebyo tebakyabigenda. But somehow tulabaya abantu tamanje bava ate tugenda ojja tukumawulire nga abantu babanja sente zaabwe tebabasasudde oba olusinga bali stranded mu Kampala nga transport taliwo abazaayo. Kitegeeza for a long time they've been managed. Clever, your hand is up. Clever, your hand is up.
Yeah. Considering the state of the Mumpulira. Yeah, considering the state of the alerts that were given out of terrorism and what, I think Kololo is a good spot. But if there are people who are to march to Kololo, it shouldn't be all about numbers because we want the message to go very far. We need to have the smartest people on that day. If it means to put on a suit, it will help because they may term you as terrorists who wanted to attack the states of the countries, as you know, and other peoples. But if you are more smarter in the dressing codes, and then you have your message inside, you can line up smartly. Even if they are to arrest all of us or one of us, of course they will arrest you in a smart manner, not the other way of harassing you, because remember there are cases that are already set up of terrorism. So if not, in order not to fall in that trap, we have to be smart. If it means a suit, it will work. Number two, you have to know the kind of people who are going to be there, like those groups, the PLOUs and what, and which invitations they are under which departments. At least you can make cards falling under those departments, even if they are small, but at least you can put that card in the chest, because those people are not all that serious that they will understand that this is real or this is fake. We have to consider the safety of all our comrades. That is the question. How are we going to deal with it? Other people will help me. Then I have an option saying that it doesn't necessarily mean that it is only targeting Kololo, but it would be a national protest of all about corruption and then Mr. Mafrizan and what. I was suggesting for Ugandans who are in the villages and some small towns there, they have district headquarters. Those who can manage that, they can march to the district headquarters with the message. Those who can march to the parliament, they can also go there. There are different places that we can gather on and then pass the message because we want the message to saturate. That means it is a Ugandan cause. I think every corner of the country has to organize. Like we have comrades inside there, deep there. They can try that. We go on town councils, government headquarters, and some other places that are public, that are government and public places that people can go there. Not necessarily that we have to stick at one point. Though Kololo is a sport and we want a message there. But also the other parts of the world have to see, or even parts of the country. So there are other news reporters down there. They can push the message and phones will also transfer the message. That's all what I wanted to say for now.
Right. Yeah, James, I think we have exhausted. We have another suggestion on table. We've been on your issue of Kololo, but before I allow you to speak, because you're the one what today, so I want to digest a few things that we put that people suggested, and so Kololo is high risk, but also is high attention. We get both. We get both in same quantities. The risk is high, but the attention we'll get from Kololo is also high. But we also understand that the crowds are managed. So how do we get there is still a very hard question for us to answer. And Nature and Team 7 yayongeramu security, the fact that I think James was saying nameranga Kololo naye ndoza wabereranga tatambya na mukuma ka popcorn nakuzino muna musajja yayongeramu ku bukodyo. So many things change. Kwanga bategera nti bannayuganda tebakyayagala gendayo, they manage their crowds, and that is very evident. So of course tulina options endala, marching to parliament, marching to Katinene, Clever yongeddeko marching to district headquarters from all different parts of the country. Yeah, because we're calling on to all Ugandans, and it is Independence Day, it's public holiday, so at least we should not have an excuse, right? We should not have an excuse for not participating. And of course, as we speak here, we have people from all corners of the country. Subian tuli wano tulinawo party ya Uganda etali covered. I think we have Westerners, Easterners, Northerners, and people from the central region. So, anyway, tulina okwekolamu omulimu depending on where you come from. Abantu bafuna obubaka. So yeah, James, before we say nti Kololo is not possible to take a body, say what you need to say, and then we move on to the Clever's idea of moving to different places, district headquarters or something.
Well, I wanted to let you know that before Kololo, there is about 2 weeks preparation, marching and parade in Kololo. And I've seen Principal D here. Principal D, you know Mulago participates. Mulago participates. I don't know which hospital you're connected to. The paramedical schools of Mulago participate. The nurses school participate. Even Makerere, all universities. Even you yourselves, you people here, can come up with a small group because it's by registration. You register and they evaluate people who are coming. They register, they evaluate, and then you start participating in the preparation. Baba Itafo, it's 2 weeks preparation, marching, the floats, the what. I don't think you can fail how to penetrate those floats, whether workers' union, whether what. And if we all agree that all of us who are here have roots, either parents who are working as doctors, parents who are working as nurses, or parents who are working in national water, because all those things are shown that day. But the preparation takes 2 weeks, marching, every day you go there. You can even come from prisons if you have a parent who is a prisoner. You people, this thing is possible. The only thing is how do we pull this until the surface you'll ever, because nobody is going to beat anyone, nobody will shoot a gun there, nobody will be tear gas that day. After that, they'll beat your asses to smithereens.
James, okoze chachi. Yeah. Of course, bw'otawanya eddembe lya olaba omusajja yagudde eddalu kibokoze bamukubye ejasa okutawanya convoy. Kati imagine okuswaza Museveni on a national stage. Tenagambye nti risk eri very high, ate tuno ogifuna naye nga n'emigobo gyagifuna mu bungi bwajo ndowooza. Era nga James bw'akiyisizaawo naye kale obyonoonye kati idea ya James tuteeke mu kaseera kuba tagenda kutukubya mikono gy'ababbi. Idea ya James byatutaddeko mu kasero tunaagijjayo edda. Otherwise,
enda bigo mingi ejeyo mingi nnyo bitya tebakubira wali mbagenyi nga balaba naye olukujjawo mu bagenyi biyinza osukka n'emisango gikyuka mu bato kyali public nuisance oba this time obeera ki I don't know kaakati ndowooza Kololo tumugyemu
kizaamu wabeeranga mu bagenyi awo mama nakutunuulira ne weekaza ne weefula kumbi nga bagenyi be bali
olulinda
nebakuteeka ku ntandaalo nga n'abagenyi bagenze dda.
What should we know? The Kololo is out to do parliament as proposed earlier.
Clever had something like, should we start telling people that much to you? Because previously, actually, we were not so much encouraging people to move to their headquarters or something. When there was at the previous matches, we encouraged people to all go to parliament. But Clever Gambia, we should encourage people from different villages, different towns, to march to their district headquarters. So if there's anyone who wants to say something on that, you put your hand up. We also digest that. Or if you have any other suggestion, we also talk about it. And then at least we can say today we talked about the ideas of how we are going to be doing. Naye tutegeeza lwange kyajja tutadde mu kasero abali mu Kampala tusigazza ku matchinga nga tudda ku parliament.
Abali e Kampala bagende ku parliament, abali mu places bagende ku district headquarters because bonna tebasobola kuva gye bali nga tugenda wamu for the time being.
Right.
Naye we twatandikidde ekibuuzo obulungi nnyo. Tuddeyo buto.
Ekibuuzo kyabadde ki maama?
No, twatandikidde omulamu tutandika otteesa restructuring march to parliament.
Right.
Like, okay.
And then there was someone actually brought something really, really important. Yabadde, I think people power. But then I'm bring back up people. I think that was people power. We need money to mobilize people. Was that the question that I said? That we should know where we're going. I think that was his question.
No, it was just a comment. It wasn't a question. It was like Twitter the sent.
Okay, right. By the way, kubintu ebyatu training last time, twaite twina sente. We were not able to. Whatever we are funded. Actually, our most of our things did not run smoothly because we did not have enough money. Kubajukira sente zonna ze twasonda already much ewedde. Nga bakuta abaana. That's when we collected the money and gwanga waliwo abantu abali baga t-shirts. Some people didn't even have transport. Some people didn't have what. Nga twekigambye abantu buli omu yeekole ki yeefeeko nga bw'asobola okwefaako asobole okujja, which was also good kubanga this now people know took responsibility of everything. Omanyi olumba na Uganda omanyize ekintu nonga akanko transport alowooza nti wekirina okubeera n'ava mu kukola kyalina okukola naddala temu kusaba transport. Kyokora when we told people there is some kamani, abantu bakola sebo ne space mu muntu w'essente ezo. Mu muntu w'essente ezo, you know? But at least for someone who was trying to speak.
Go yogera. I was just adding some comment katini. Go yogera.
Okay. Last time, wadde twafunamu obu hiccups obutono kwali twalina hard cash at hands, abantu bavaayo ne batandika okusaba sente even after marching ze twali tukunganyiza lwa bizibu birala nnyo. Some people thought sente zaffe. So ebintu bya sente olumu disorganizing, but I have come to realize nti tewalina nnyo kyoyinza kukola mu nsi yonna ndowooza nga tolina sente. Much as we talk about all this, we need money to mobilize and organize and coordinate. Kubanga kati bw'otunula principally just akalimu akatono ketubaddeko, let me not even call it akalimu akatono, but like omulimu gwaliko gwa muntu omu si gw'abantu bangi, the expenditure is insane, you know, and it is real. So imagine if we are to mobilize people. Kitegeeza tuba tulina okwaka abantu abatambula bakola kino bakola kiri, so we need money. How James Girosaba omuzindaalo mukulu tojja kubeera speaker ayagala oba speaker nga bwe bituuka ku by'okwogera ku ssente. Oyo MP wa kuno MP wa kuno bwe bituuka kusaba ssente n'ayingo ne afudde talina ambulance, betugamba bafune ku ambulance, bwe bituuka ku ssente ngadda mu balisena. Kati munnange James, we need money, we need to mobilize, get a mic, tusale amagezi ng'obudde bukyali nga tebunaziba. So yeah, if anyone wants to something kituufu twetaaga ssente, ekyo maze kyogera nakyo tujja kufuna space ndowooza gye tunaasalira amagezi ga ssente tulabe bwe yeekaabya talina byakaaba. So yeah, ndowooza tujja kukola space endala nga yo yakunoonya ssente. So for now tuleme ku draininga ku ekyo ekya ssente, but tugende mu maaso n'okutema empenda.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Good girl.
So yeah.
Good girl.
Go on.
Good girl. Yes, you have talked about money. Even me, I had someone, we are conversing with someone, I have my friend who comes from Kenya. He told me that when we are saying that, that protest, that bill, when they were protesting about that bill, he told me that though we saw a lot of mass when they were in Kenya protesting, but even then they got some money. They were funded by some group and they got some money. That's the reason why they managed to achieve what they achieved. So you are very right. Some people, even there are some people who can do it when they are there, the ghetto when they are down. But if you give them money, they can storm and they even mobilize other guys, because most of us we are here.
Tetuwa abantu sente ku mobilizinga. Tetumuwa sente kugenda kubako bagula ku machinga. Oba is that trying to win? Sente bagenda. Si kyekyo. Tetuziyina ezo teziriiwo ku sente zo tuzote wali ezekyo. Okitegeera. Ogira obuli tugenda kigusa ekyo about that.
And another thing which I want to
I think I don't know, before you shut that boy up, I think it's also a good suggestion, by the way. But I think what you're saying, we have to be organic as possible. Esoboka ne waliwo ejjira etajja soboka. But anyway, tunataka tukichogerako olulala, but I think it's okay nakyo kubanga omwana oyo akyogeddeko naye tukirekawo nga bwe kiri.
Yeah. Good girl, before I end, even I want to talk about this. Another thing which I want to talk about is that you happen to mention about when were you talking about Mugisha Muntu telling us maybe to side with a political party. For me, to my side, I don't support that, because we have seen political parties and they have failed to achieve what we think with the Ugandans, and most of the Ugandans that we are thinking, most of them they are thinking that political parties are going to help them to achieve to be liberated in what we are passing through. But what I think is that what we are doing right now is the only thing that can help us. Yes.
Right. Joe, your hand is up. Yeah. Your hand is up, Joe. You are next anyway.
Thank you. Thank you, good girl, and thank you, Salma. Thank you, comrades, for deliberating. Yes, I've got like 3-4 points. First of all, I think let me address what's on the table. I think the idea of buying people, to participate should be discouraged, because what it does, these people, they will come purely for monetary terms, and of course, when they go and get stuff, why should this person stay and feel the heat in the kitchen? They will definitely run away. They will bolt and run away. So I really believe in the idea of organic, recruiting people who really are patriotic, who understand the cause and they want to fight for their country. And I think that is where we need to mobilize, to make people to understand the issues I believe everybody, we all love our country. We might love it to different extents or degrees, but I think let's encourage people to come because they want to liberate themselves. I mean, surely corruption, who has not been affected directly or indirectly? Look at this minister or so-called minister who believes maybe like Kanya, like what's her other name? Kanya, the minister. No, she's not a minister. She was a minister before. Who believes that when they are sick, they will be flown to. They will be flown to
Say, are you
Nairobi
talking
or
about the IGG of the country?
IGG means
Kamya
Madam
baby.
Kanya said, and when we tell one, you are not like us. If we were true, they will fly us outside. We shall be taken to Nairobi. We shall be taken abroad. But, because no one knows the hour of death. So that might be a tall order. So see how this lady passed away. What am I trying to say? I mean, and no one is really safe. But the point I'm trying to bring here is, I think let's fight because we want a Uganda that works for all of us. We want good hospitals, we want good schools, we want good roads because we are all affected one way or another, directly or indirectly. So I think that is the way to go. Let people come because they believe in the cause, and these are people who are going to fight. Swallow the tear gas, but still fight on and try to walk to Parliament or walk to Kololo for that matter. I think the idea of reaching Kololo would be good if we can beat the system, because I think they would make a maximum impact in terms of, achieving what we call eyeballs and airwaves. I think that would be the biggest, one of the most impactful, protests we can make. But again, what happens after that? I think we've got to really balance this. Yeah. Are we ready for what might happen after? What happens after you've stolen the show? What happens after that? I think we might not be ready to pay that price. What I really think, what I also want to happen is this regional mobilization where people go to their respective either it can be district administrations or police stations. I think that would be good. In a way, it is a bit of a rehearsal of what is to happen in the future. And as we know, this is a long haul. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So I think going there will inspire other people, first of all, to know what is happening, but will also help to mobilize people to know, what needs to be done next time we need people to rise up in the regions. So, I think let's encourage people to do that. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, let me update you about our comrade who was arrested in Arua, Jackson, Obindu. He is still inside. And the reason why he's inside is because the ASP and some RDC by the names of Bako Judith, they've refused actually. Lawyers were fighting today to get him bond, but these people refused. They ruled that out on grounds of orders from above. I've put out their names, I've put out their numbers. If we can visit them and give them a message, I think that would be good. But this is again abuse of office, abuse of power, which is of course very rampant. Might is right. They do what they want, but this is wrong. And the charges again are trumped up. This boy should not be inside, but he is there. And I'm just disappointed that, they've kept him there. And they are saying they really want to teach him a lesson. I think they've been following him. So that is what has happened there. Some good news, ladies and gentlemen. I've put out a notice about a group. It's called Artists for Change. It is a press release. This group actually, this group launched today. Basically, it is a coalition of Ugandan creative and performing artists. So they've come together actually in their fight against corruption. So they want to use music, they want to use theater, dance, comedy, and other forms of creative arts to really to fight for change, to inspire change, and also to empower communities. So let us support this group. This group actually is kind of it is to counteract dictator Museveni's use of artists for purposes of propaganda. We know now that the entertainment industry has been captured completely. So he uses them for propaganda purposes. And I think this group is going to counter that, is going to stand out and speak truth to power. Is going to call for Anita Amon's resignation. So I've put it out there. I would like you to follow the Twitter handle, and also to repost, the initiatives or activities that might be posted. So the fight is on, and we're going to fight on many, many different levels, ladies and gentlemen. As for the names, I think let's keep mobilizing and do the best we can. Thank you. I yield the mic.
Wambi Peter, your hand is up.
Thank you so much. And Nyo Mwena was have come forward.
Wambi Peter, speak please.
Can you hear me?
Gio, Please mute. Won't be speaking.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Joy, you need to mute your mic.
Yes, I've unmute.
Is he speaking? Is that gentleman?
Yes, hello.
Yes, someone else is
Can you hear
speaking.
me?
Did you want to say something, Joy or Peter?
No. I don't want to speak. I was just asking him to speak because I don't hear him. Is he
Can you
speaking?
hear me now?
ayogera muwulira nja kuddira mu byayogedde oba tomuwulira won't go ahead nkuwulira.
Neyanza nnyo bakama bange. Nze ndi musanyufu nti there are those who think nti Uganda erina okubeera ne webeera. Nti Uganda deserves something better than where we are. Leero mbadde ntambulako nga ndi mugezaako tambulako mu Nairobi. Then I was telling my colleague nengamba, I cried because when you look at Nairobi, embeera gy'erimu and you compare it with Uganda, whoever has ever been in Nairobi or Rwanda can tell you what nti tuli mabega nnyo. We are far 1,000 miles. And Museveni yalina omukisa gumu nti atukumidde nnyo mu kizikiza. In that tetusobola kulaba what others are doing. And someone in Gulu doesn't know what is happening in Kampala. Someone in Kabale doesn't know what is happening in Jinja. So kikuleetera okulowooza nti you get contented with where you are, n'okulowooza nti wooli olina okubeera. So nze ndi musanyufu with this team and other guys who are trying to push here and there okulaba nga we get a better Uganda. Because when I was traveling from where I'm residing okugenda mu CBD, olaba nti motoka nyingi, but because of the infrastructures travels zanguwa. Mu Kampala jamu akwata from just Gayaza to Kampala nomala musawa nga 5 tugenda waka obugenda ku mulimu. You get? So, and this is not because we don't have the resources, but because the leaders we have, they are not ready to transform the country. And Ugandans have accepted it. When you look at, I was asking someone, how did this come to have all these roads in Nairobi and other parts of the country? They are telling me every leader, buli mukulembeze yajjanga ina ligas jayagala okukola nti Moi, all the Uhuru nga bakulaga nti this is Uhuru's road Yazimba, this is Moi yaluteekawo, and these are not these feeder roads we have in Kampala. These are serious roads. Ruto naye alina plan ye. Now when you come to Uganda and ask yourself in 40 years and just what ligas has he left, if he dies today, like what other guys mean, like what the ministers had today, there's totally nothing. You reach Uganda moon season n'otogamba naye gwe, where are we? So nze ndi musanyufu. Let's keep on pushing. I thought I could keep quiet, but when people talked about the money issue and all that, the demonstration, but this is something very right. We need to mobilize people. We need the resources to push the struggle. Just because internet is our middle income group, they aren't ready to be part of the what? They are scared of their businesses, but yeah, supporting a struggle. But I was moving somewhere in these places. You see this house in a certain state, certain place in Nairobi. This guy has been sponsoring guys in Kenya to make sure they do what? They put up a change because there is somewhere they want to be. Na kati wafi, challenge mkuno send no sponsoring abana. Erinti, whenever you do not send listen to what did you get street. When they take it into this is the culture, not what can we do to build spirit? We want to go for Uganda because we are too lazy. That's the facts. The 2 years in your okukizanti tuli bubi. Oshtegera. Nti 2 years in your kukikwamputa agenchuka chuka. 2 years in your kumanya nti mudwali oteri dagala ne minister asobola okufa. 2 years in your kumanya nti mu makubo gaffe mabi nnyo. We are too lazy okumanya nti education. We have 2 education systems in the country. You get? So I don't know what we can do because money cannot do everything. But we need money. That's the fact. Because we need money for the lawyers, we need money for the media team, we need money to facilitate movement of things, to fasten the movement of things. So whatever idea this team or any other group will bring, as long as it was adding value to what we want to achieve as a country. Because we need to look at a country of not ours, but a country of our kids and our grandkids. How will our kids survive in the Uganda that we are going to leave behind? That's something we need to look at. And we have to do it now. If we can't do it now, it means that even the next generation is going to suffer because there is a planned destruction of the country, a planned killing of the country. And yet Uganda
please submit.
Says hello?
Submitting amudakika 2.
So I'm very much I'm good. I'm at the same line with you people. Money is needed and we need to look for it at all costs so that you can make sure you have a successful event. But also if we could have an event specifically, we can mobilize guys from different regions, not storming Kampala, because that is our CBD. How best can we have that? That's something we need to look at. Thank you so much.
But dear, towanika mukono oba togenda kuongereza ku point ebadde mu deal. Muba musobola okulindako ne twatwalira mu order bwanga toli kuongera ku kibaddewo. Okay. Yugi Art, please submit.
Before Yugi Art, what did they say sooner to say something? So
Mona huyu yadduse mwongedde omuzindaalo neera agukwate avuddeko buyala.
Kyovula bangenza okulaba ng'alinga ate omuzinda nenga kamugambeko. Sooner, don't go before we finish this, please. Come back. James, you will also wait.
Munakwata omuzindaalo tukulinzeeko ssebo. Actually tusobola n'okukulindako.
Tukujja tugenda mulinda mpaka ku makya. So bo akakomewo.
I just want to appreciate what Wambi Peter has said, but Wambi Peter, of course, this is what we have been pushing and advocating, that people should join. The only effort you have in Uganda calling for protests, somebody to resign, is here. You were talking about Jimmy Wanjigi. You know, Jimmy Wanjigi was even arrested, but you can imagine he paid his own cash bail. He paid a cash bail of 10 million cash to release himself. And he joined the younger protesters because he says, I know what these young people go through. I know what a country looks like. I know all the programs that are stifling he's a great resource. He can teach the country about IMF. He can teach the country about China. He speaks a lot. He's one person you admire. But can you imagine somebody who can sponsor himself cash bail of 10 million? That's giving money to the economy. So he told Ruto, now that you jailed me, you are going. Unless you kill me. That's what he has said. And so that's a good point. And we're just encouraging people. Yes, we need money. But of course, you must separate our young people. Our young people need to be paid money to facilitate the struggle. That's what we're saying. For example, if we need t-shirts, nobody's going to get t-shirts here. So if we need t-shirts, it has to come from self-help. We contribute. But it's important that people come. These kids need resourceful people. I normally call them kids because I'm very old. Thank you.
Abraham Pate, you're supposed to be next, but before you come next, Kamaweko, something that I'm going to give you a little bit of something that I have never talked about here, but maybe because Morgan Lecture Center, that's why I was saying that when we will probably have another space to talk about all these financial things some other time. And I think Agatha mentioned this, and I'm talking about Sente. Kuanga, abantu betukola nabo youth with no money, when we are starting, we are like, let's not make this movement expensive. Shkolenga cheap, very, very cheap within our means. We're working with people who are unemployed, people who are young, people who are in universities, chegeza ntebiri musente. But as people protested, I got so many calls of banange gundi bamukutenze nze mchala wa gundi bachoka bamukutena mlabye ku TV yatuletedde omwana ebintu ebifaanana bwe bityo banange tetulina na kyetulya banange kino ne kino. So some of these things, it's not that I want to talk about them or what, but because I had some command on me, I would chip in. And some, of course, I went to Agatha Nemunga Soko Center. We have people, actually one of the protesters had a pregnant lady, Yazara, we are about Mukaguri, so we took her to Mulaga. I didn't want to talk about that, but of course you all not know whose wife got birth, but yeah. So, so yeah, Twina baby struggle. Maybe one day if the father is willing, we'll come here and tell us about the baby. But yeah, Twina baby come to parliament. So when we say resources and money, I think one day we will have to sit down and come to the realities of this. Not necessarily into Omonto again protesting, but having a little bit of cash to help around is very, very important. Imagine if I didn't also have money like that day Mutara wa Yankubira. Actually, I said brother wa Mutara Yankubira. Nangamba gundi agenzo kwekalakaza Mutara wa agenze muleba sina wetandikira. How can you help? So naina kweko nonya twalo Mutara mudwali because awaba tewata aliwo ntaterinda ko kanonye gundi ampe sente. Okitegeera. So as we push this struggle, I don't think that boy or that man, the husband of that lady, would be in the same position to be quick to go and protest if he was not sure his family was not taken care of. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it gave him confidence into it. No, one day against protesting as someone stood in, but if perhaps I wasn't in position or the lady got something, it would make them think twice. So having money in the movement is very, very important. Gives people confidence. Though
you have to be one.
Yes, of course, I take government. Say together government we want more sense, but having money to move even around. Bring back our people. Yeah, at government. Bakwata sense ne bagula masimu ne bagaweleze mchalo. Ebyo nabyo. Esimu sa twesa mala mchalo. T-shirt mekata isa kumala. Ate simu kasera ntumuino kujja wano. Ntibane mutsonde. Sometimes sawa yokusonda tebateliwo. So twetaga sente, but we will have some other time to talk about that. I am not a good person of asking, man. I'm not good at it. Ekyo nakyo James Achimanyi, I avoid being near mine. But it is a reality because I don't know if I'm so talkative in this movement. I think I should reduce on my talking. Somehow people find their way to me and say, you know, much as I'm not the lead or anything, but I don't know. I don't know how people find their way to me But ebyo.
Suno oyo muwa muzindalo suna gukwati naye twali tugamba babitegedde tandikirawo then after you mugisha.
Naye okimanyi sina na byakwogera. Nze mujasi mu hijack nze hijack. Guys, I don't have anything to say. Nange bali mpuliza buliza ati gutuka na ayagala okunzijayo. Sina bana byakwogera.
Tune byokwogera bya plan.
Simanyoro tukenda ne tukula ko mu China town ne tujja nabyo. Okiboga.
Kati munkoza bubi by the way nange njagala okubeeranga Dr. Mogani nange njagala okubeeranga Dr. Mogani
Never nasirisa spaces satu ngamba labo invite bamwe n'engamba mu beeko lero kansirike
kati nzibaje kuziyo by the way but you guys are bad, you guys are so bad, you guys are so bad.
Morgan, can you hear me? Kwerinda ko James. Morgan, can you hear me? Good. No, za yesawa na fete kinge ka break na fete gane ko mu listening eri wansi.
Morgan go gamba abera yo deire gwe Morgan gwe Morgan tine buzo Morgan abera yo deire by the way.
Kuje ko Gudugalo nga ye host Morgan bwabera ko host obanga Morgan ye host Gudugalo ena ko baba badambera wo
Morgan abadde abera yo.
Sebo muyuze Morgan nange yanja madda.
Negwe good girl. One thing chempo chembadi mogerako the issue of money nze ncho jogerako ne buli muntu ambuza James otokogera ku issue ya sente make tulina okufuna solution. So I believe like good girl wagambe we have to get a day twogere ku kintu kya sente tulabe engeri je solo because now this is a big cause now tulabe engeri solo okukisimutheningamu. I really understand the sente zetagisa nnyo sente drives the revolution. Naye challenge esingawo mu Uganda is Museveni monetized everything. For me that's my problem. Nti buli kimu Museveni yachono na yakiteka mu sente okitegeera nebo jane genuine cause olikyasoko kugirako bagenda tuwa sente. For me that's my problem. Okitegeera kati Gudugalo wagambe we have to educate ourselves. Ogenda protesting, you want to protesting for money, but waliwo obuntu obwetagisa okitegeera waliwo obuntu obwetagisa nga bwe tubiraba they happen nebo tubeera nga twetaddemu amaanyi like we supported ourselves buli omwali se kyasobola ne tutekinga wamu oli akimanya by the sente zinawe ziva tewali muzungu watuwa sente zivudde mu nsawo yange zivudde mu nsawo ya Dr. Morgan zivudde mu nsawo ya Tobias naye oli wabanga agenda lowooza nti like there is the way how money is coming tizine ngije zingirawo kitegeeza genuine oli kitagenda. My problem is guy nze nabeera frustrated that's why ila Gudugalo agambye nze ya sente wala nze because guy nabagamba ko nti one time nagenda okukola program y'abavubuka nembayita nebagamba okay do you see how come and have mujje kugombola we are having this program and this program but even by leaders counselors and all that nembayita bambuza oyina otwa sitting allowance nagwa mama inengamba uli abasiru because there is a way how Museveni has monetized everything. Buli kintu kyonna kyonna bwasoko bwemuyita ku kintu kyonna kyonna kyasoko okulowoozako is money agenda funa mu sente. So we have to educate ourselves nti bwogenda kola protest against corruption yawe kugamba you are saving your country, that's one thing, but mugenda kubeera mu ebintu byali bijja nti bannaye nga bwe tugamba twetaga t-shirts obanga tulina kasente ka t-shirt nogamba okay omunapa t-shirt nze nja kwetransporting okitegeera omunapa t-shirt nja kwetransporting oba omuna providing transport nja kwegulya t-shirt things like that oba nja kwegulya manila paper things like that. Kati ebirala ebijjamu then the whole country can take charge like how Principal D is running after this young boy like this naye guys tulina okweducatinga nnyo Gudugalo olina otusomesa nnyo bwe nsomesa njabeera frustrated mutusomese Gudugalo mutusomese bannaye tubeerenga ddala tubeera n'omutima ogwagala.
Who doesn't get frustrated when teaching muwulire
mutusomese nange njagala kusoma bannange tusobola okukola ekintu nga motivation yaffe nga si ya sente naye nga ne sente gye ziri wali okitegeera ng'okimanyi nti bwe naaba neetaaga amazzi okay waliwo engendo gasanga bajja gampa amazzi naye bwe naaba neetaaga okwetransporting nja kwetransporting okitegeera bwe naaba neetaaga t-shirt t-shirt gye bulina buba buweddeyo it's okay sijagenda na t-shirt bwe naaba ziweddeyo t-shirt is okay naye oli wajja nga demandinga I need a t-shirt okitegeera naye bamugamba bane t-shirt ziweddeyo t-shirt zirina okubaawo nze njagala t-shirt nga kali kamemu ke tulina twagala sente okitegeera noliraga twagala sente awo kaba kaweddemu guys. So we need to educate ourselves. Abali mu audience musonyiwe nze I don't have problem with money. My problem is how Museveni spoiled Ugandans with money okitegeera awo that is it. Nze sogera stories
anti-corruption gye tulwanyisa nti abakakabukasa okukola ekintu so nga teffe twagala bakikole kubanga bakitegedde so bintu byanjawulo era nange sikiriza nti tugende tunoonye abantu basasule bajje but still we need money kubanga mobilizers bajja kwetaaga otambula kubanga bana ebintu okukwata mu sente zo wuuyo neno si byangu bijja kumeramu. I don't know, I see Salma, I see like Joe is requesting for the mic. I don't know, is he requesting? Did you approve? Joe nabayo request obwedde era
nze sigiraba
ate nange gezaako okuja approving naye mama let me try again to approve
sigiraba
ogiraba nawe Morgan
ate nze
ogamba ki Morgan
tugende mu butebe wansi tuwulirize nga basi
okitegeera mwana Morgan tuddeyo mwana tuddeyo mukava zaffe bano good girl yanzijeyo no Salma guys mbali njagala wansi eyo nga dada bring back our people ne Tobias.
Let me make it very
obali abawedembe obali edembe ani yali bawadde
bareke bwe banagenda mu balise nanze sijja kubeera na balise nanja simu nja kujjako
ateka speso jije kate
ndoza kulenga agatatsoke tubefune ku Twitter taking a break
wiki so mumalirize machi tukomewo
deactivate account
tujja kudda mwezi gujja.
You spoke my mind. I wanted to deactivate it now. Muzanga mpaka stress ya Ugandans.
Wana mwe watu wadde fake information ya iyo mala deactivating account.
Ogenda kundeetera nyumya ekibuuzo ekirala naye ngenda kinyumya nga space ego I pray it doesn't crash.
Naye kumanyi gudugal yaguze esimu mu China gundi mu China market space nyazi crash nze.
I'm taking a break right after this space. See you on 10th October. I'll come back on 10th October. Mujo okumanya nti abantu taking a break nti buli omwanyu mirwa okubeera muri senyinyi ngate in fact kati ngenda kwata accountant yakapya kenafunye kachusa amanya nga mwena temanyi ngazija nemba kola just need to drop on you guys until 10th of October kubanga
wali muntu asinga kunyumira wansi eyo nga Dr. Morgan omulaba nga ina atadeko nakatebe omanyika nakatebe ka 7 kateka ko northern bypass na munajira nakateka wakateba ne oyo gayi kateka yo ne bajoga akateka bwa nokulanda manala nama gayi agala wansi eyo ne
oba bring back our people kayaguze nako zino
bring back yabadde ayogera okubosa jjo yamudde mu jonganza I guess mugisha jangu oyogere bambi
eno nga njogera mpola obulamu buli butya batuute bannayuganda abalungi
nedda sebo tetukuwulira kati simanyi waba akuwambye neeraliikirire
no
atete bamugambye ko yalwadde olwo ayagala Salma asaasire neera
ebintu bye mwatandise okukola mu movement eno
Morgan gwabi wagira musimenti genda funa wedding kati baba batandise okwekoza ebitali
Mama Mugisha tanaona mumukwate empola Dr. Morgan Mugisha byanayogira nja bikudira mukasabete wa mubyankole
Brian nagamba ensinzibo tugende tunyumye ku kivulo kya Mickey n'ekya Gravity Brian
leka bamutwaleko ekintu yeekoza naye yeebeezeeyo mu katebe ng'olwo akutiriza nyukali wama Mugisha
ati nayogera kintu kyonna njagala baga wale kubeera nga mutandise okukola wakatiisa ababadde mu mbaga ya Isima Namina mwana tu omukyere gufiseewo
What happened?
Mukama Katonda waffe yasalawo
Teteri bantu
muganda wange Katonda yasalawo
weda sibi following naye nga weda ndabanga ngela kisateekayo wano obuntu
akukola mu kole fana netyo ate ne mubeera nga ku jahazi ekintu mukibugiriza eyo nvuddeyo njagala bategeeza nti what you're saying is very right the issues of getting money to prepare ourselves naye tulina okubeera steady and ready kuba muffe mulimu bannaffe abali ready okufungiza ebikooyi nga tetunaba na kumaakinga nga mwenda batandikirewo Gudugalo yayingizaawo kapyata mu bannaffe bennyini so mubeere ready okubafo bategeera wati
abantu abo bagambe natera ogula akamotoka kange so
alimba agenda kabula musente zaffe
bike era wefuna ekisajja nekingulira emmotoka kamutandika nti buyo sente zaffe ez'amaanyi to parliament
Mugisha points yayogedde enkulu nnyo by the way oba planning Morgan planning gula kamotoka musajja watu nekakonsidinga mu kaseera ke kamu ne oba mukwasiza sente bagamba andoza sente zaffe naye nga sente bamukwasiza tezigula wadde kavitizi naye omusajja aguze Range Rover Mugisha agenda maaso
Oza sente zaffe nga tebasonda na kusonda.
I'm very serious on that if it looks funny but mukimanyi ezo issues ezizimu kuzituzize emabega ng'abamu ku bannaffe bo obwongo bwabwe buli nnyo ku ssente okusinga cause gye tuliko nga bw'alaba emitwalo 10 egiyingidde olwo space zirina okutabuka paka nga waliwo ekikoleddwawo so ekyo tulina okitegeera ng'ali ready okuvuma
inakwogera erinnya naye maama kaasirike maama nokwadde nange alo leero tutidde olwo kandoleke naye mpulira erinnya lindi kukuwa
Gudugalo wefugeko
kubanga
efaananyi owobuviiri
togendayo tonteeka mu bintu byammwe Salma Muzaffaru tomunteeka mu bintu so manyi njogera mu mbeera esesa naye nga ndi serious nti bulijjo ntera okugamba nti obwongo bwaffe essaawa eno suuna n'abasigadde tulina okubanga tuli basanyufu olw'ensonga kooli yaffe eggwanga lyonna ligitegedde booda ku booda. Olaba n'abadde mu African Union ono omuwale ya protestinga mu church nayo fulaga aba EFF bamalema babadde bagisitudde nga bali ku stop corruption march to parliament. It means we have really hit border to border. Our message have been perceived and received in the best manner possible. Ekyo kyo tulina okwekubira mu ngalo tukikoze eggwanga lyonna likimanyi we exist and they know where we stand. Ekyo kyo tulina okubanga tuli basanyufu ku ekyo naye tulina okubeera nga tuli faamu wendaba nga tukoze march to parliament nga tutandise spaces zaffe eziddako zonna zigenda kwerako 9th October nga tutandise leero okutandika okweteekateeka mobilization tukoze tutya. Tulina okubeera abagumu this time round tuyigire mu nsobi ezaasooka. Abaganda bagamba bangi si banno naye ekikulu manya kooziyo. Nze Mugisha ne bwemamba kongoseeko tekitegeeza nti no tuleme kutambula nga tudda mu maaso. Sigala ng'otambula mu maaso beera kisenge akwekoonako yagwa. Oli bwakugamba gudugala olega ekiiso nga gw'omugamba olega ekiyindo ng'ogenda mu maaso. We should understand the real cause. Nga bwe twatandika mu ntandikwa. This should be like a refresher course that we are heading to. Ku issue ya ssente tukirize tugaanye. Omwana agenda okutambula yeetaaga amazzi g'okunywa. Jjukira ataddewo omubiri gwe, ataddewo amaanyi ge naye wali alina akasente nga talina mu Uganda ng'ali South Africa. Nga ye naye omutima gwa march to parliament agulina nga yagamba nti omwana oyo nja mugulira akacupa k'amazzi eyanditambudde mayiro 2 atambule mayiro 3. Kyogamba oyo tumugaane nti nedda. So kijja kwetaagisa naye tulina okubeera nga tukoze nti nno ssente ezijja zigenda kukola bino wammanga. Oli ajja nga akuwoleza simanyanga nyongo simanyanga ssente weeziri ate nyongo ate simanyanga mundiba. Ng'omugamba no, the money is directed to such and such and such cause. Where need be ebisigadde biyinza okubeera mu others. Tetulina kireka nga kiri open. Kubanga ssente kazaalabulwa, I'm telling you Ugandans, ssente kazaalabulwa naye tulina zisalira amagezi olw'ensonga we can't. Ekisemba abantu abawoomereza obulimi ate ne bajja ne batwawulayawulamu. Najja mu kabokisi ka Salima, najja mu kabokisi ka Gudugalo, najja mu kabokisi ka Dr. Morgan. Ate gundi wamulabye, gundi simwagala, gundi ebyo tubyesonyiwe. Oli bajja mu kabokisi ko nga tayogera ku bya march to parliament 9th of October, mugambe komaawo baako wookoma.
Omumesagi owo bulina ye wasooka obutusomere ensonga tugigonjoole.
Yengambo obwekuba kwekwana.
Kino kinigina toleeta wama bafiire mu inbox toleeta.
Mu busome ennyumba ekikuke amabaati.
Mukabata ina if you cannot say put your chest up and say something it's best you keep quiet. Kibeereyo kitegeeza nawe kikuswaza okwogera mu bantu. Kibeereyo I don't think those things should be even addressed here. Right, gena mask.
Agala tugoinga wall. Na Yesu na bwabanga ayagala kuweereza Salima ka message amugambe how about lunch? Ekyo tetuti byamwe. Na ye message eyawula mu march to parliament. Mugambe tumbavu twala kuliyo busiru.
Nalekera okukaaba ennyo olinga atayagalwa abanna ekimbu ebirige imo gy'oteekayo obukaaba wala otuyive.
Ebyo ebintu bibiri tubiteekeko essira. Twewale abantu abagenda okujja nga beefuula abasaba accountability eby'ekisibo ebitali mu magezi. Twewale abantu abajja nga beefuula abalungi nga bakyayisa abalala. Kudde eno neeri ku misota gituliira munda naye ebisigadde 9th of October twende. Asantini sana Munga babalike.
By the way, it's good girl. Waliwo spaces ezimu nze zengenda okuddukamu. Waliwo space gy'obeeramu n'olaba ng'esusse. Era bwenzira ndaba ng'abantu abo weebali wallahi space sigibeeramu. Sasogera kwabula mu bantu oba kine waliwo space gy'olaba nga yo tetugenda kukanya ate nze simanyika yananyo manyo yomba. So now
social media, first of all, we go on. One thing I've learned is you've got to protect your mental health at all costs. Ekintu ekitakukolera kyewale kubanga space eno yafenna tugenda gobako omuntu but kyowulira nga tojasobola kireke. Don't get involved kubanga buli kimu sigwa ina okubeera akimanyi so sigwa ina okubeera na solution ya buli kimu. So space ezimu owulira nga byeboogera tetegeeka take a left. Many times I've left spaces. Mpola no one is going to beat you to obuddewo kubanga ojja kuyange yemboozi tojja swagi managing. It is okay. Era bw'owulira nga byetwogera no nga tukolo tebikola. It is okay. So kuba bino ebintu bitraininga mentally n'oyanga obwongo bwonna bukyankalanye. So twagala abantu abali mentally stable to make right decisions because you cannot be when you're not okay you cannot make right decisions. So olumu ne conversation ezimu nezi za sente bw'owulira nga mbutuufu tekijja kukolera it is okay. You don't have to be bw'owulira tekikola kwolwo it is okay to take a break or take a left to take n'ogamba conversation kandireke kubanga buli kimu tojja kitegeera ate buli kimu tekisobola kukolera. Kati nze bw'aba batandika Simanyi twagala accountability. I don't know if wakwanga ndi mwavu. I take a left kubanga tekinkolera. What I want accountability gyenjagala nti abamatchinze twabayise bamatchinze, that is enough accountability for me. Nti ababadde ku court bavuddeyo, that is enough accountability for me. Naye bwensani ko government pad waguze ya sente meka, wagiguze ku luguudo lwani, wagiguze ku street yani, that is not for me, so I take a left. So
I wanted to ask
nekitamukolera we protect our mental health. Very important, and I think also helps you not to argue unnecessary arguments. Ziba tezikola okujjako nga zikusanze wale zikusanga nga tolina choice nga wa mazima olina okuyombawo. So yeah, just your hands up.
I just wanted to explain a few things. I think it will be a simple explanation. Money follows ideas. Money gets people who are on a cliff. If you have ever written projects, they ask you, what is your contribution? What is your input? You don't write money to start a project. A project starts, a project struggles, and the money is given not for a project that is fading. Money is given for a project that is on the cliff. Ndodo kemisinde ngweta kamazi ngotuse kukasozi. Oli amanya nte abada duka ja. Tumula duka. So it's not wrong to think about resources. They are going to be needed but it's wrong. A charm is nga, you know, goons are paid. Goons are paid, you know that. People are paid to disorganize. For example, here we have people, for us we are struggling. In fact, for example, sometimes I'm like, how do these people get money to run spaces every day? Because for me, I have internet, which is a contract. But it's part of my rent, so I know my internet is automatic. But when I see people, maybe good girl every day here running spaces and you're in Uganda, I'm like, where does she get data? So there are things that are understandable. It doesn't need a lot of explanation.
Sponsor.
Nange njagalayo kimu.
Bili mu Chinatown ekera ku batenta mkwali.
Kale. Dr. James Omaze. I made
a point that money follows ideas. Get that? Money finds you on a cliff. And people are usually following you. People are usually seeing what you're doing. Then they say, if you say, oh yeah, she has evidence. She has justification. So let's not make it an issue, but just be careful with the people who are paid to be here. There are people who are paid to be on this space. There are people who are earning because the government has paid for them to follow you.
Morgan obadde ogenda kwogera naye before you speak nina point bubiri.
Badde mbuuza nange kati mwe munoonya kisimanya bisugar daddy kati fe abasajja mugenda tukola ki? Nakwe muno tuteeka into consideration mu nsonga zino muno tulowoozaako.
Tewali kati sugar daddy kafandinga ebirala bw'obeere ku side ziri mu bitiibwa nga tetukaayanye nga tetulina bugya sugar daddy abeere ludda afandinge naawe obeere n'erudda gwe ng'ebyo birala neya sugar daddy bya ekisolo
kati twenoonyeeko tukole akabinja.
Wamanye ekikuntamya kuteekamu burayo buli ssaawa ogendako kulya emiggo omusajja yali yakolima bitya. Okay, adding to Mugisha submission ngenda kwongerako ngambe ignore the diversions. Machi yasooka twafuna ebyavaayo nga bingi nnyo ne tutwala obudde bungi nga tugezaako okukkakanya ebyavaayo abaali bagamba ssente simanya biki ne tutwala amaanyi mangi nga tubalwanyisa obasa kutaka. Nsaba this time bagenda kujja era bo gye balina kati tubalinawo naye ekigere ekimu kiranga kitambula ekirala nga kubanga lumu we can just avoid them ne tugamba katubakinwali olumba beera batudamaginze nnyo nnyo so tutambula nga bwe tubakuba naye sisuubira nti we are going to hold a space nga twogera ku bo we banaaba bazzeemu okomawo. Tetugenda holdinga space nga bakomyewo tugenda sigala tutambuza byaffe naye nga bo tubakubira ku Twitter nga mbadde mulaba for example yabo bibaddewo oli wajanga yogera ebirala tumukuba bukubinya nga tebwe tujja wano tetubyogerako so ekyo mbadde nsaba tukikola ekyo nsaba busatu then soon this is yours badde nsaba you organize spaces simanyi paka tutuukirawo ku 9th October naye kati engeri gyetukimbudde nnyo nga tulinyo ku 9th October nsabayo space yakuŋŋanya ssente eyo yo tejja kubeemu ey'okwogera ku ssente ne bwetya bwe zikozesebwa n'ozikuŋŋanya oba munaafuna GoFundMe oba namba ya simu I don't know then space endala ya sureties abaana abaliyo abasatu eyo nayo gikoleko then ne space endala gye nakusabye nga abaana abo bamaze okuvaayo eya mental health twogere n'abaana be baasira abamashi parliament tulabe how they are doing tulabe mentally how are they coping up oba okitegeera n'endala naye ezo ssatu mbadde nsaba oyambeko olina engeri gy'obikolamu n'okuba obulango so that people get to know ekigenda mu maaso and when and they can attend babeerewo wano nga bangi tulabe how we go ahead ndowooza byebyo awo muteese
byebyo naye nga biri very very important especially the spaces and then of course kati soon okimanyi nti essimu yange nagijja mu Chinatown ekyalina ebizibuzibu so abambi tuleme kubanga why I insisted on having these spaces nga Salma bw'ogambye nti baatukuba by the damage was big. I think this is the first of of the spaces that we have actually sat and re-energized on going back to marching properly. Otherwise, we don't so the damage was real and it was big. Kubanga, they are the people that we thought we were marching with, right? Between our all. So the damage was real and big, but of course, like someone said, we learn from our mistakes and we move forward. So, why today was so much, space, kubanga it has helped us in healing. Much as in progress, but it has helped us to heal. So, I don't know how we are going to do, but we have got to have spaces every single day. It is expensive. That is for sure. It is very expensive to hold these spaces every day. So, abana holding a spaces, now by no okutunuramu, by ambibweko. Because I will not almost want to get an inbox for this space. And I know that turning that we all go through.
Namugamba bambi mukoleyo space budde eyo ngobudde bukyaba waliwo ki nemugenda mugamba mukoleyo space nangamba kamalo gula data wange ubeera buche Uganda bubeera obugenda nsanga obati mukage nangamba kamalo gula data ngaisi bambi abadde online nga ne data tekamala kupushinga space. Your point is right. Jigusa nze ebintu byasaba sente sibisobola munaye jigusa good girl soko kugusa issue ya sente nze simanyi kusaba
Aliamanyi okusaba nyawo nange simanyi saba mbeka munange byogande kati tukyabona abo naye nga ebyo biri serious ebiri very very serious kubyogedde Salma the spaces. So meanwhile nga tunoonya ne data akoko abaana abamu abasobola holding spaces because for me I don't need data that much but tutyaga abantu holding spaces more people kubanga jukira lima nga twalitukoze no network anonje nga tulina abantu abakeera ne holding space in the afternoon nga webali in the night so it was a flow naye ekyo tekikolebwa nga abantu tebalina facilitation yemala kubanga it is very expensive for data. So Luli yali Martin who sponsored yali Martin who, not Martin yali Prince someone forgotten his name even I know to sponsor yali sponsor naita bama. He's the one who sponsored data during that time of March to Parliament, that particular 2 days. So yeah, so that at least the conversation keeps going. Because as the conversation keeps going, coordinated, moving forward. I don't know if that really makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Good girl, just coming at Katononyo, the dropping up, but I will not be concentrating. So that's what I wanted to communicate. Communicating that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Nja bikuleetera gwe ne woba obuddeko ekikwetaagisa awo DM yo tewali buzibu omanyi
kale yeah it is there anything else that anyone wants to talk about? Martin, you're here. I think you've not spoken. Take on the mic.
Good evening guys, good morning, good afternoon. Katinze nongenda kuddayo flashback because earlier when I went off because my battery blacked out kati alinzo tandikira gye mwayise ne munyigira. So, but earlier when you guys were talking about going to Kololo, and personally I wanted to say something about Kololo because I was like, it's going to be tight security marked. So, in my opinion, I don't think it would really make sense because katibatu holiday, katate baja kuongera konyo, like to scrutinize and all that. So maybe we can march on independence to Parliament, and then, that's my opinion. Then, something Salma raised, I think it was also she was adding on what Mugisha was saying. I also just don't understand. We always have spaces, and some spaces are either demoralizing, going into petty issues, and then we spend the whole time there defending ourselves. So personally, I even wanted to ask, like, what's the intention of some other people here on these spaces? Like, is it to derail us or what? Because what are you doing? They're just keeping you guys stagnant, like in one place, you know. Those issues of accountability, blah blah blah. And then you ask yourself, in a period of war, are these the things we're supposed to be discussing? So I don't know why some people raise those things. I really don't understand why. Some issues like hashtag maybe an issue, something like what. So anyway, personally, I also had the same thing. I wasn't understanding why, and some spaces sometimes get hard for you to go on. Then the other was what Gudga was saying, that we should have spaces constant to keep the communication going, you know, because Chiambako, like to keep the conversation going, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. So people try, some of us really try so hard amid these different challenges, but it's because you just want to keep something going. And so I really support that. And I think, kakati Salma, Tomani Kusava. And the lady says that
simanyi kusaba kati nkugambe nti mune bampe mtwalo 10 oba bampe akakati ombuza zachi nkugambe bwachi ombuza zachi awo tuba tulemaganya
ati fetumanyi abakazi bakyasinza okumanya okusaba
mwagani ogambye ki
yagala omukazi nga Salima kati nga nzamulowoleza
anata ekisinga okunyiza bajjayo webile ikitale talowooza mpe naye omusajja talowooza mbwa akubola okubata omusajja alinda omusaba tenga nulo omusabye mugamba dia mu wiki nga 2 nja kwetaaga emitwalo ngana naye neko wiki 2 period gyomuwadde date gyomugambideko nti ozaitaaga najja nagamba nyino dia nafunyeyo 10 n'omugamba akati 10 na terina njawuloza nali musobo kugamba
olaba tubuze azisaba kati olonza zikola
sifuddeyo bagwa ozikola olina ozimba nti ongambye nkusabe kati nze bamusaba n'otampabye ebinyiza kati awusisabira ddala
fudde ku mulama
your tone sounds like one who knows how to kusaba. So the way you know how to kusaba na the way you so
mujimati ebitebyo dia sibiwulira network over bichitera mukati nikulabe.
I was saying, can you hear me?
Good.
I was saying your tone is sounding like these people who know how to really ask very well. So Gezako Tomanya can really work out. But getting on on a serious note, guys, we should really find ways to keep these spaces going, because sometimes something that is done monotonous, it keeps ringing in people's ears and it helps to keep the movement going. But sometimes we even spend the whole day, no space, and give people data and all that. Yeah, so, and then that vacuum is what other people use to derail us. You get, creating such space and we really don't have a counter space. So I think we really, like both of you have suggested, we should really look into that and we see how we can move forward on that issue. I just want to say thank you all. Thank you for the spirit. Girl and everyone. Yeah. Merci.
Two spaces buli lunaku. Kumakya nnyo bw'ebeegaanye ne tubeerawo naye emisana ze n'ey'ekiro. Kristo, you have the mic. Bwana mwasiibya mutya? Kati mumpulira?
So first hold on.
Muji, what's up?
Hold on a little. Guys, have you heard from J-Mo? Is everything okay with her? I don't know. I haven't heard from her in some days, so I just don't know if any one of you has heard from her or what. Because we are formed here as a team, we need to really get to know. The other issue, by the way, I had forgotten, and it was yesterday. Yesterday I held a space night shift, and there was a guy who came by the names of Raymond Baseke something. I had an issue with that guy, I'm going to confess, because of course he was saying a lot of things that require a lot of deep thinking, but they were not really adding up to what we were discussing. And on top of that, he was oversaying guys to get in touch with him. I personally said on space that, guys, anyone who comes and tells you that, please inbox me, get me your number, we keep in touch. Me, I raised it. I was like, it's not our culture that anyone just comes around and then tells you, call them, because we do not know some people's intentions, never spy in our way or anyone. So as we were discussing that, I discouraged guys like easily giving out their numbers to people they are really not sure about. And then today morning, someone inboxed me and was really trying to clarify and saying that the guy was really suspicious. The guy was asking the person where they work from, where they stay, and all that stuff. And this person felt insecure, and I told him, do not share your number anyhow with anyone you don't know, because you put your life at risk and then the life of other people at risk. Because some people come here, most security guys are very intelligent guys who come with nice words and all that. They will want to keep in touch with you. They will want to link up with you. So guys, let's be cautious on these spaces. Tomalaga, give out your number to anybody who comes out to tell you openly that they want to be in touch with you. You have to first do background checks on those people first. Because I did background checks on the person, and the person really was a bit creepy. And was really creepy. I don't know, my instincts were really not right about him. And then in the morning when someone inboxed me and telling me that person, they just discovered that they had different intentions. So I felt like, guys, as we are here, do not just give out your number to anyone, anyhow.
Would you say and don't meet anyhow? They will take you before we know if they have taken you, and we will not know. Because I've taken time. I don't have her personal numbers, also have like mobile numbers. Yeah.
Nange namubuuzaako mu space emusuna nangamba she's okay. Then nengenda nekebera ku account ye nedabanga yesterday ago yabadde repostinze space ya Suna, so I don't know. Muji share that account gyogamba guy gyogamba gisharinge negwe ba inboxinze as screenshotting ekibozo kye akitukubirewo naye.
He was very confident. Let me describe his character. He was very confident. Ayogera nnyo in terms of philosophical words. Okitegera. Naye nga akulaga omulamwa gwe mubaako. There's a way he diverts it and easily people fall for it. And then he confidently tells you guys, my number is there. Reach out to me. Some things we should get to meet in person. So I kept telling him that, guy, we just don't link up with people anyhow here, and it's not our thing, so don't advertise yourself that people should link up with you because we really don't know your intention. I think for those of you who were in the space last night, you heard about that guy. He's called Raymond Baseke. And he kept assuring us how he's going to be on every space. So I don't know Alina, maybe he's in the hideout, but I just felt like we should really be cautious because we are dealing in areas where the state is not seated, that sending in people who have convincing tongue, people who have really that sweet tongue that can easily make someone think that maybe they are part of us, yet are not. So I just felt like, okay, you just don't give out your number to anyone. And surprisingly, the person was my co-host in the night shift. So when he inboxed me in the morning and I was like, but I just made that announcement that don't just get in touch with anyone on the space. Why would you take that risk? You felt like he convinced you too much that chichi. So I failed to understand about that, but I feel like I should communicate this, that let's be really vigilant and because we really don't know. We have people who pretend to be part of us, yet are not part of us. And so we have to really take those measures and just not meet people anyhow. So yeah, I felt I should pass that info. Thank you. Baseke. Raymond Baseke. I'm sure he's following most of you. Raymond Baseke.
Okay. Naye era tali omu babeera bangi. They have a lot of fake accounts, so you guys should be careful. Crystal, take up the mic.
Bane mwasiye mutya muli mutya. Naye nze gye mugenda mugambye. Akasajja obwedda kwogera tekavaako. Omanyi abo bambe kati tebagala kufiringa ignored. Ayagala abalaga nti yaaliwo yonno. Mugenda mugambye kabona atumalira budde. Era nabaliseeko nga bakyakaayana nga ndaba amuwadde obudde bungi nenga anyway nzeyo nvuddeyo mugi wa Raymond naye nga yatandikidde bane ng'ayogera alinga kyalaani. Gundi Johnson yagambye Jaymo tata we mulwadde ali mu ddwaliro ne taata we. So najjo oba yamubuuzizzaako. So n'agamba so yayogeddeko naye ne Jaymo. N'agamba mulwadde ali ku kitanda gye ne bataata we. Kati ku nsonga ku issue ya ssente nga mazima twetaaga ssente. Gundi wali ogambye okufuna engeri y'okucontributingamu ssente. Naye lwakuba nti twali mu biseera bya twali tudda wali tukyali wali naye nga twakyogerako.
Byali byagajja nga twagala enamba basona ali tagaba namba eyitako ssente z'abawala. Kati ekyo nabyo tetwakimaliriza. Abala bannaye tulina unfinished business. Maliriza Kristo. Submit ngokenyongeko.
Ekyagajja tetwakimaliriza lwansonga gajja yafuna ssente nemanya nti ekyo kiri sorted. They got money and that was sorted. Tova ne twakifasiwinga. So yeah. Gajja got sponsorship. Bafunayo n'abasajja ekyo abasponsoringa. So yeah. Tova we didn't. Kale shopping ako mu China town ebisajja ne sponsoringa ne tubajjako engalo.
Kale nyavo yana mu China town. No, Salima twaina gone guluka unagamba ngo ojeko gajja kuba yo gajja twaina namba suna jalinga agaba ugende wasuna nako namba ya gajja. Naye guluka nga twaga tufuna ye namba nga tuteka kaka sente akatimika tugenda okukozesanga mu struggle. Kulingana kawera bidda kintu ekyo naye nga twakyogera kuno sala makambi.
Naye mama nga bwe nkugambye nti nzigula bano ntya sente nzigula.
Stop fearing. Take it on. I told you, Amici. Take it on. Yeah, it's a
Why tugambye GoFundMe? Ne mugamba oba ani agenda okikwasaganya ekikulu ennaku ezo tubadde twogera nga tetuimplementinga ate tufuna kasita kyawuliriza nga tugambye okola GoFundMe ssente ziyitenga okwo kubanga abanayenze ne baziba ziyita ku layini yange ebituufu ngenda beera n'ekizibu ng'enjala numakulu nzijeko omutwalo ndyeko kyapati wali
ekyo kikkirizibwa kubanga tetwagala solojja mufu wabula tetwagala ozigule ku menzi.
Kristo maliriza.
Naye nga mulaba ensonga ya ssente tulina kuba specific. Zigenda kujja kuyamba balwanya singa twagala millions of money bile byachanka asemanga zaali za users you said zebali zabayombya sente twagala nti era bagenda contributing ttaano mutwalo ebiri tubeere benkanya tubagambirewo mazima teri accountability teekako sente kuba accountability egenda kubeera embana ku maaso akulaba nga movement egenda mu maaso eyo accountability tubeere tuteeka sente zino just be specific obagambe kimu sente zina accountability teeka kwene namba accountability eri mu kusigala nga tutatambuza movement oba kitegeera
ate sente ezo zisinga kukola ku flyers na t-shirt okusinga kati olwedde olumu eziba ziyise wejjeimo ziba zigenzewo omuntu omutuufu agenda okukola
nti abantu abali mu movement eno bonna abantu bakulu oba nga webuuka teri muntu agenda kuwa sente era kusise ku pressure nti njagala accountability
Kristo olaba ekintu ekyoyogera pole lwakwanga pole leero wano taliwo pole ekintu ekyo yakyogera bulungi nga abantu yes abantu abamu bali bagambye olaba bagambye nti nakitya nti we have all agreed to take akasente akatonotono akasobola okudduka kintu ekyamangu nga tetwetaaga kusooka kanti bannange kubanga nze manyi olaba madwalizi oyo waliwo n'omwana omulala Meta Masaba ezo zibundi I think I reached out to Kamoga bwe nali ngamba ebiseera byabadde atukolera flyers n'amagamba abaana bano bakolanga flyers naye nabo baba batagayo olumu n'omugamba kwata ye esatu si nyingi wabula okuba motivating flyers ezo kubeera kuki kutiye this is not paying for their service kubanga mukimanyi nti flyer eyo just one flyer fabali bazikolezaako before all this kabitwale ebiri omuntu akuyambye okakolera this one flyer ndolaba naye nga tufunye omwana ng'akoze flyers ezituuka ne mu 10 n'omuwayo emitwalo ebiri esatu just okubanga alina internet ku gadgets z'akozesa oba subscription ekyo kyetegeeza nti oba omusasudde naye ng'ate omuntu agenda kusigala ng'agula subscription agula internet akola ki olumu aba ayagala naye katalina sente naye Paul oyo was one of the people who was willing to donate but of course Paul bwe yajja I think someone else was so much against okunganya sente which I also understand Paul era yasooka okuyomba n'abo abantu because someone was so much and sente tutunaba kuzikunganya so buli omu n'abanga agamba ffe twagala accountability lora Paul n'abagamba bannange omuntu ali ku ground okutte nusu 10 ekya dollar n'okimuwa lwaki oba omugoberera okukimusaba bubi nnyo so there was a fight around money and all of us were like no because some of us came here not for the fight of money or not for the money but for this fight so netugamba why netutekinga ku bya sente ebyo bannange katono ngenda kukomawo so be deliberating akomewoko
kale Kristo malireza
zonna bensonga ya sente ntono nnyo ezo sente za accountability zaali ziri z'abaagasa kyo kyaggwa sente zaagalibwa kati era zigenda kuba zikola ku buntu obutinitini kati oli omuntu ye zigenda kubeera mmeka zolega nti sonda z'akaseera buseera wabula olufanya wetuteeka sente zigenda kubeera nga za budi nga tuteekako budi kuba tufunye enamba wetuteeka ebeera epostinga mu displace ebeera ekola ki ebeera egenda okubeerayo oba kiraba salima wetuteeka sente ye buli space ekolebwa nga ya match to parliament wetuga tuteeka sente muba mulina okuteeka enamba eyo buli omu n'agiraba oba okitegeera sente zigenda kubeera nnyingi abo nga tayagala kusonda don't contribute kuba si byampaka ayagala accountability to contribute nga tugenda kuba na accountability ku kino kintu no era baagala accountability sorry tugenda kuba na accountability temulina kugenda kusaba pressure ba sente
omuntu tasonda naye najja n'asaba accountability n'afuna n'abamubanziza
ate basinga okusankanya abatasonda n'ogamba amaanyi agajjawo agabanja sente z'atasonda bagambe tewali accountability period ajagala tewali accountability ajagala tosonda byekesi maki lijja kutambula kuba twagamba nga tutandika maaki eno tugikole ngeri simple mu bintu mpola mpola ekigane tukireke ekigenda maaso tukitwale mu maaso ensonga sente eri simple nnyo tufune bufunye tuteeka sente abali willing kusonda now Salima
maliriza Kristo
abali willing kusonda bajja kusonda abategeera bajja kusonda nze nkimanyi nti abategeera bajja kukitegeera bajja kukiteekamu omukono gwabwe nze ekyo kyendaba kati ensonga ya 9 October yeyo mu ddiiro tugimobilizing empolampola obudde tukyabulina obudde buli mu mikono gyaffe olaba gundi Dr. Morgan yagambye oli March ya 23 abantu bajja mpolampola yes omuntu bana Uganda bajja mpolampola Dr. Morgan mu kaseera kazi batubaddenga ne fiya ye oga juka ntibuliye batubaddenga bekalakasa bajja sitasi ku nyama oba kitegere kati mu Uganda tomanya ku 23 bati bajja mpolampola abo batyanga naye olwaba munne 23 batwafaze ku police nagamba anaye katika ngende 24 ku 25 ngende Nombe Street n'abasiba kitegera era singa tuorganizinga bulungi 9 October tujja kuba n'abantu abawera singa mobilizinga bulungi tukiwa obungi kitambuza bana Uganda bajja kuyitinga streets mu namba nga nene ko kusinga ku ya 20 oba kitegera kwa 20 balina mu kufiya naye kati bajja kumanya bulijjo beekalakaasanga batwala butwazi kuba bate ne babata oba okitegeera singa tukitambuza bulungi in a very organized way bannayuganda bajja kujja tulina kuba very organized tujja kukwata ku tumanya bannayuganda kuba kati kozi bagimanyi nti weeri oba okitegeera bajja kugijoyininga anjira nkoma busadima
kale nyabo tuyanziba Jaimon kulabyeko wano naye you've dropped. I would love to hear from you and space never kujiga. Meanwhile tulinde ku good girl tulabe she's handling something. Magani soko koma wetu wagera mukati unmute. Please to mute you mic.
Nkomyewo mukwano.
Twogere ku nsonga ya ssente bulungi. Omanyike ensonga ya ssente. Who is going to do that space esaba? Sabo amanyo saba. Ngoli musajja nengo osobola osaba. Nze sobola.
Nze manyi kusaba bintu birala.
Kati ngero omanyo saba ebirala. Kozesa that very technique osaba ssente.
Kusaba abantu bali.
Tokyamagana musonyiwe. Mwe otuganya ssente. Tugenda kujoogerako lumu. Bwe tufuna ennamba tuteeka butesi namba tugipiininga mu buli space ya match to parliament ngo batwaga twetaaga sente ennamba yiyo abali willing to contribute they will contribute sija kusaba nti kubeera buli kakale twaga sente no bwe tufuna tuteeka sente ezo tugenda kwa tupiininga ennamba mu buli space as a reminder
That's very true.
Nina funa Jaima mbada jaga Jaima jewaneno
kati WhatsApp naita nawe
azako waneno nansaba n'omuzindalo naye n'adroppinga already abadde alina engeri gy'afunamu ssente I had alina MTN momo pay something like that alina ne number I think we can still use her numbers kubanga already zibadde zikola if everything is okay with her kubanga kati wano buli omuntu ayagala waayo number yenza nkimanyi
bagala kuwaayo namba zammwe mutya okubakwata
Please okubeera n'accessible wemba mwetaagira ssente ezo for some reason.
So kati bannange the conversation has started nga bwe twatandika luli we are talking about the 9th of October. It's evident we shall have a press release ng'eyogera ku match yaffe to parliament as it was last time. We need to Rokope Savudeko mumpulira
nkuwulira site bagenda maaso.
We need to get a graphic guy. I'll come up with a press release so that to put it out there informing people of the match officially that we are mobilizing, and we are still on the issues that roll out too much to parliament last time. These issues are very real, and so as because they're very serious. Very serious. It's going to take you, me, and every one of us to come on board and do what they must do. We do the talking, we do the marching, we do the mobilizing, we do the funding, we do the hosting of the spaces. Buli omu olina okubaako n'ekintu ky'okola mu buli ngeri. Buli w'obeera ng'olaba tolina ky'okoze ku lunaku kitwala match yaffe mu maaso. Just know you're doing us a disservice. So olina omulimu munene. Bwe Kamugaali eyo, Clinton ali eyo, Tobias, Dark Matters, Amenya, Fiona, mwena mulina omulimu munene mu mulimu mu struggle gye tulimu. Because at the end of the day, these issues affect all of us. So kati gwe nga alina ky'osobola okukola. Find what you can do. Baako n'ekyozuula ky'omejawenga ino gambe nti kati nze eno sector ngyekutteko buli lunaku ngenda keera kukola kino. Oba buli lunaku keera tukolerayo tukisaana zikole. Oba buli lunaku keera kuweereza abantu random messages. Me, I haven't stopped kuba we twakoma last time. Na continuing building a database yange ya contacts ez'abantu abatali ku WhatsApp. Time ejja kujja na contacts zange nga akadde kamu nga nsobola oziweereza ku message omulundi gumu. So don't stop. Byetusigala tukola. Bino n'ebintu byangu okukola. Somebody said, what next after matching and tatabudeko? We are going to still protest in any way. Gwe ngali eyo fresh babo sala nviri. Bakasitoma basala enviri ng'oyogera ku corruption. Yogera ku ngozi. Embozi tugijje ku by'emipiira. Okitegeera. Owaboda ali eyo omuntu mutwali naye kati ng'omunnyonnyola kati olaba kino ekinnya kiri bwe kityo kubanga ssente zaffe baazirya. Buli omu alina sector at least omulimu gw'okola gukuwa ability okubanga ocounter reacting oba interacting n'abantu kitegeeza nti omuntu oyo ababiri abasatu b'osanze mu lunaku. Tell them about corruption. Tell them about the march to parliament. Tell them about why they need to be part of this. I think we need also space to come and teach Ugandans why they need to be part of the march to corruption. Because this is the civic engagement the government that leads us or that rules us has denied us as a country. So if the government has denied us civic engagement or civic education as a country, we afinyeko chance n'obangulako oba n'osobola okulaba bino ebintu nga bw'olina okubiraba. Ekigenda okufuula owakabi si gwe kubanga gwe mugezi mu kirasi yonna. Naye kigenda okufuula owakabi kumanya abantu bameka b'oyambyeko okuyita. Bantu bameka b'oyambyeko okutegeera bino ebintu. So it is upon us as Ugandans, buli omu mu kiti kye, buli omu gy'ali okutandika na leero okutandika okumobilizingira ennaku z'omwezi 9. Ennaku z'omwezi 9 October. Tulina omwezi gumu bwe guti nakwaga. Asatu ze tubala okuba nga okuddamu ku hitting street. Kyekino kye tubadde tulinze kuddamu kulangirira date endala kati tutandise. So do whatever you're doing. And to you guys that are spying on us, the thing is, we are coming. But at the end of the day, I want to tell Ugandans out there, do something. When you wake up in the morning, do something. When you're eating lunch, do something. When you're working on a client, do something. When you're on TikTok, do something. When you're talking to your girlfriend, do something. At least mumbozi yone mukazi woba ne boyfriend wo muyimyeke ebintu bibiri ebikwata ku nguzi. Bakitegeera abali single tugenda kubasabira. I'll stop here for now, Salma.
I'm getting basabira. Especially away Fresh Baba, your hand has been up. Fresh Baba, talk to us before we close the space. Abali single temufaayo. Mujja funa mu struggle. Bakazi zange mu struggle nabo bali single. Yokupanga temulina sente tujja bisotinga maaso eyo but for now temweralikirira. Fresh Baba nga bwenfuli sono sasa okomyo kumuzenga. Fresh Baba nkulinda linda ko jene good girl ayinza ba ina kata na babagamba. Space njagala kujigala boba. I think today Evangeli California is demonstrating now in comment section. Guys, thank you for being here. Mwebale kuwuliriza. Mbeera mu comment section ebintu gwanako mbeerayo nga nseka busasi. So now yogera munange.
Okay, let's go space. First of all, I appreciate. Thank you so much for the space. Secondly, as I was suggesting that when we resume these spaces, as everyone has been suggesting that we resume the spaces, we need now more power. We really understand that man gabadiga can the spaces are fair. So I suggest that if you happen to be in the space, go wasanga space, no wonder you are not able to be there. No jira you just retweet it. Because now we are going to know kujaya man go nana go mbuto negative na mukuzali but tugajeyo so that we really have to get the power. So especially event shared by only 17 people, the 90% maximum demo around 50 people. Tuba weak, like we are not serious people. When you run a whole day space, I'm giving you an example. When you were hosting a space of Kubakumacha Norogulu, space where tabera shared, they took up numbers ne fluctuating and going less. Never kumenya, and you lose a lot of energy nga hosts. Because of never speakers but and space shared a few times. Kati I'm talking to with the experience of like mtu akoze space for the whole day. Space not call for 12 hours, sorry, not for 10 hours. Not call kuva sawa nya paka sawa. Paka sawa nyezo kumacha paka sawa nyeze chilo 10 hours. Nenga wetaba shared normal ofuna speakers batono ate tukaisira ne kila numbers nezika na tena abantu bagenda kujibera ko. So I suggest wetubanga tugambe tuzema amanyi, like when you find a space that is running over hosted by Salma or Dada over in back people Kamoga good girl over na anyone else Moncada, everyone was posting these spaces. The first thing we just call share the space. Because Katsa's to protesters are PR. But how do we get protesters are PR? One is by getting back the power from social media, and that is by empowering our spaces. That's one thing. Secondly, personally I was suggesting that to demo to jails go into the posters about graphic designers of Bafabakola Ziri Bakola Ziri. But you say Katumani what came night because there's those graphic posters. Zirengejes come out memory abantu. Kati wemuzi komi yaone muziza mu play ne muteka ko 9th wakitegera 9th because abantu bali used in a zoo wali okundi yasoka yagala okutambula nnyo yaliko biflaga bya Uganda nga biringa ebiri painted yasoka okutambula eyo mujjukire eyo yaliko flaga ya Uganda just ngiko flaga ya Uganda nga eyo so kati
flaga eringa
yika nenga siye nerifiki eringa mujjukire eyo kati yatambula nnyo ba influencers baji postinga nnyo kwegamba yabera so identical mu social media ne platforms zagala nyingi abali ba posting about match parliament mukusokao so kati eyo chikola onecheka ko 9 there is a way how abantu ayolezo gaba bana vize like that ezo gaba bana vize like that bana bakomyeo so we have to know nti twetaga new protesters. That is one thing. Secondly, twetaga new mobilization skills, twetaga new mobilization energy. But even not to be called foundation ya social media. So we talk about social media, we cannot really get that kind of power. So for me, that's what I wanted to say at space. I appreciate the people that listen to these spaces. Nay, guys, don't forget, go to space. You know, space. You may not even be about the match parliament. As long as you want to listen there. But first thing, also sharing. That should be a tradition of any person I can call revolutionary. Which also call sharing a space before you even start to listening. For some time. Share that space. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.
Kale Sabo Twayanza, from the comment section, someone is saying, giving data to people holding spaces is a great idea. However, those spaces should be based on regions to avoid having same places attending 24/7 spaces, Big and Kole, Northern, Eastern, Buganda. LM Prezo, I don't know if you're still here. This goes to you, because comment here, we are doing that already. Dr. Ngenda ku omuzenda arusema. Ekyo tukikola already. Space yaba Western, good girl, Mugisha, and bring back our people baje communicating the radio, baje baterayo ka post, mutegere di radio, ya tujajibera ko fena. Ya North, yabaddewo either yesterday or posa jo. Then there was never just little jaba tubagamba. And olumu, we need to identify into Nabam region, where it is, as well holding that space, Nabantu region, as well. We are working on that too. Meanwhile, nga bwetukyalinde ekyo kirere nga kigenda mu nkola, we cannot sit. Kujja tukola ekisoboka. Spaces that were holding, it was holding, and as it was a jamal, I think, Dr. James, you have the mic, then after you, Kamoga. Then Mugisha in that order.
I just wanted to say a few of you who are Twitter savvy. We hold spaces, but like the US ambassador will not be on that space. The US commission will not be on that space. So mugezeko nyokulaba the tweets eziri war. Also go to them, share them, and just amplify and use a lot of language, good language, because they read a lot. And if we of course spaces are good on our side, but the tweets also are so important. There's one tweet that has escaped most of you. You know, terrorism. That tweet of terrorism. You know, there's what they call shared intelligence. These people planned to kill Bobby Wine and they had shared intelligence with the Uganda government. That is very, very true. They shared intelligence, and that's the terror thing. There's only terror and so of course if Bobby Wine had been killed, everybody would be running in that country. So it's a shared intelligence that they shared. The US embassy is aware of this, which is very sad for us, and they're in Kampala. They're there. So mugezeko yokubategeza ndi tetuli basanyofu. So with the tweets related to it, kati vuyo nabo bayingide kati mubya muwala wayafudde. Nabo bakoze tweet mubagambe bugamenta abawala ba Uganda omufu is just one. Kati tumanyi bawala bameka abafa mu luzira. Bawala bameka abafa mu nsita abarabu. Gender-based violence has causes. It's not just that men are violent or women are violent. People are violent depends with the reason. It can either be poverty. So tugezeko nyo kugenda ku tweets rather, and share and magnify and comment.
Should we go on their posts and engage?
Yes. Engage. I mean, they post. You read their post, answer them. If you see how I answer them, for me, when I see they are talking about Cheptegei and Bagaman, Cheptegei is just one person. There are girls who are, for example, these 3 girls, where are they? Those girls are showing you something that you're not responding. Ugandan women are not only running is just one to show that it's a message. But the women of Uganda have been crying. So, mugeza kwa engaging most of the time. Then the other thing is tweet ya good girl ya abasajja abali ba complaining embarara mubimba Westsubi nabagamba zenaliko natuka ekasonji. Those are the houses that are there. People are poor there. So sometimes we just make mistakes think that Westerners are okay. No, they are not. Abatono waliwo tuligenkoza kulaga abantu abali a fortress mu Ekelon. Bantu batono nyo. So let's reach out, speak to them, bring them here and use them, encourage them to join the fight. This fight is about insane winji and service for all of us. Thank you. Ngenza kwata byenyanja.
Ngenza kwata byenyanja sebo kale feka twebake. Okay. Anika muganda ngi boda ko take up the mic.
Webale. Kakati katubire after here. Ndikyenfunyemu the graphics team. Esulengero ezenka chagera designinga, then by tomorrow evening ebenge inabyelese, by Monday chills nazivenga
Kamuga mbadde nkuwulira naye kati ate sikuwulira wambuzeko.
Painted with something as soon as yesterday. Nga tuvudde mu kukolecho by tomorrow evening okubanga waliwo gundi ezigenda okubanga zitwendenga munsonyi wenye nesimu eyingiramu ensumbuwa.
You can finish it.
It's now taking up like being proactive. Ebigambo bibere bitono. Today kuchimutu tugiye graphics zitambule tugatirako obaka bujja following after. Ninga buli asobola designinga. Asubenga leza tagala designing enchafu lume. Tubenga training like Monday morning.
Okay.
It's 9th of October. Yeah.
Kamuga ebigenda emusi bifunya naye ndowooza nfunye ku byensinga okwagala okuwulira if you are among the graphics team or tusuubiza ogambye
I might not be among but whoever can do graphics kati kyekikulu ekyetaagisa kuba mbadde kyekindeesa okwogera ngendo bane suna akyogera kati obudde buno okuddamu ku painting materials na bubaka so it's a graphic team now that is immediate against team
graphics team designing and was it again to tonight, then tomorrow by evening evenge release by Monday guys what's up ebintu byokwogera byaki tugenda biraba bice byosala entoto bici naye okusiza kunaku zisigaddeyo ekizo okutambuza obubaka bwaffe kati is graphics
obubaka butusasebo tweyanza nnyo. Mugisha, take up the mic.
Batuuze mugamba mutya? Nze kisooka nga sinnakyerabira kiri kimu. Good girl omanyi olunyankole, manyi olunyankole, bring back our people amanyi olunyankole. Njogera nno ng'abanyankole leero tusobola okukwatagana n'abatamanyi lunyankole naye nga bamanyi okukola posta ne batayipinga ebigambo by'olunyankole ebyogera ku 9th October ne march to parliament. Ne tufuna online posters nga ziri mu lunyankole nga ziri mu lusoga aye abakoba olusoga nga tulinayo posta ekoba olusoga nti march to parliament tujja kutambula tujja kugolomoka nga tugenda ku parliament nga tugamba nti Anita Amonge atubye aye bamuna tusobola okukola posta nga ziri mu lusoga tusobola okukola posta nga ziri mu Luganda neziri mu lunyankole naye nga zonna zifaanagana naye nga ziri mu nnimi za njawulo online kuba online typing and graphics so kati abasobola okuwandiika ennimi ez'enjawulo nze mbasaba tukwatagane n'abantu abakola graphics bana abakola graphics osofuna munono mugamba olunyankole kino ekigambo mu lunyankole bakiyita batya kale tubeere nga tuyiye kumande bagenda okulaba nga ate leero bulijjo badde balaba za luzungu zokka kwezo oluzungu zibadde nnyingi balabe kuz'oluzungu kuz'olunyankole kuz'oluganda kuz'olusoga kuzo abengulu abaaluwa tulina abannaffe abavaaluwa nabo weebali tulabe ku nnimi ezo ez'enjawulo naye nga zonna zirina information y'emu so baleme endowooza ekyo kiyinza otuyamba mu mbeera bwetyo so nze ndi musanyufu nti tusimbudde teri kudda mabega teri kiina tu distractinga naye nga mukuliko eyo mu mbaga ya Isima n'Amina
Mpaka muzinga tutandika. Mujimati ndowooza owulidde posters and flyers and different languages Madways naye ndaba taliiko ndowooza soon Madways ojja kwogera naye maybe oba in the next space muddemu mukikooneko Martin manyi space eyekireeyo gwobeerako I always find a notification Ali angambye she is fine angambye she is coming back stronger kwenye message ye ani atanaba kwogera Nkumbi you take up the mic.
So my confirm that you hearing me?
Kuonera.
You guys as you were discussing about the issue, you're recognizing our spaces and discourse of ours. But then Boza had an idea. I had an idea. Why don't we do grouping? If we have a group of Gambe again of Nonya activities, again of Vida Mokomera, when people against the street, the whole grouping again of Nonya, the whole group again of activities. I'm not saying that we share contacts. Naye never be responsible for that. The very responsible specifically for that issue. So that Bantuagia, the Gambe Mokomera, the street relative Mokomera, the treaties we value. So we are seated, someone maybe like Javirayo, and they are not treaties or Wayamba, then I can never engage because no one gave him time of Chifako, material that she unattended to. As Baganda chairman, Mr. Man, to get me that one. So why don't we have like these things? We have issues on them. We divide them. This one, this one, what do you think about it, you guys?
The point is good. Adding on the treaties thing. Some person erinyanjira bide yatsubiza agenda kuba website manyi bimbuza zasuna nali na express yagamba bagenda kola website ya facilities tubelenga tukimanyi nti tulina like facilities nga 15 mu kitundu different parts of the country kati babeera nti waliwo bakutraging nga we look onto that over is it an app oba website ntulaba ani abasobola okutuuka wamangu okuyamba bali just in case twali tukigezaako kikwasaganya and we are still on it. We are still going to hold a space about it. Tulaye wechigwa. It should be rest assured about it. Point here at the end to funemo groups as equal different. That is not a true. Abuluma, take up the mic.
Salma, thank you for the space. My co-hosts and members, good evening and good morning, wherever you are. No tulina okujjukiza nti we are tribalist, we are fearless, we are ageless, and we are leaderless. Bikulu at apparently tuli ku marching to parliament. 9th October, marching to parliament. Yeah, we need to analyze the situation, and we need to analyze also the person we are dealing with. Jukira nti Kololo bagambye nti olina okuba invited. abamu ne baleeta suggestion with sneaking. How practical is it? Jukira olunaku olwo ab'amagye be babihandolinga babivudde ku level ya poliisi, you know, ate oluusi ekibuga bakisalako, you know, amagye gakisalako. That's what I've been observing all along. So as we go on discussing, I think we need to analyze the reality. Yes, lwakubanze nabadde ndowooza nti supposing tukuba t-shirts ne tukola ebigambo byaffe ne tuwandika ebigambo byaffe different biki, you know, ffe ne tukuŋŋaana ne tufuna ab'amawulire ne batukwata ffe ne tulaga nti we celebrated our independence in that way. Tulina messages zaffe ne t-shirts, you know, because actually we need to analyze the reality on the ground, honestly, how the things really need to go. Because first of all, byetaaga ssente nnyingi, of which siroza naffe oba tuzisobola internally, needs an external support to make what we want to be successful. Yetagamu akasente kangi ogenda okumobilizing eyo mu byalo si byangu, it's not cheap, you know. Olina okusula wano, olina okusula wali, you know, it has a strategy. You know, I don't need to talk about it. You know. Bingi ebyokukola, actually we have a lot to do. Wali byolaba abikinga nawe osobola obikola naye nga tulina resources. Naye kati bwe tuba ne resources wali oli ogenda n'ogamba nze nina idea eno njagala kola, you know, nina abaana abaagala kola kino, you know, there's a lot to do, but all needs resources. Because in the beginning it would have been how to raise resources, basically. Twetaaga kino kati omuntu akola, omuntu alina responsibilities, bamukute bamutadde mu kkomera. Ye breadwinner. Okiraba? Definitely ajja kutya ogenda ku street. Yagamba but he's going to take care of my family. Naye kati bw'aba assured nti at least there is a backup. Omuntu alumba. And most cases, maybe unless we just need to focus on university students, olwensonga nti babalabirira, tebalina responsibilities, but on people with the responsibility can be challenging. You know, tulina kitunulamu. Unless nga tugenda ku universities ne tufuna abaana, yo nga tebalina buvunaanyizibwa, bamuteekayo mu, you know, oli ekyafa kulya nakwebaka.
Idea. Teri atalina buvunaanyizibwa munnange. Oyo olaba nga talina buvunaanyizibwa bwa university. Naye ate omuzadde we bw'alwala, that person might be called back to the village to take care of oli alwadde, so we can't be like talina buvunaanyizibwa oli alina. All people are equal and talina responsibilities whatsoever at the age and what have you.
So we need to really focus on the reality. Yeah, ekituufu kiki than imagination. No? So ekikulu kya byonna ssente. Ate n'omuntu gwe tudiringa naye yeeyisa atya. You know, how is he frustrating people who are working? How is he going to people's places? N'agamba bosses, kino tumugobe. How can we counter that? There's so many challenges. We need to analyze all that. So as we are going on, we need to discuss. Ekyoze badde opinion yange eyo nti obasobola okwekungaanyisa mu enfuna. Gundi placards biki different messages biki aba TV ne bajja ne batukwata ne tuweta. So that's my opinion. Thank you so much.
No, Buruma, zambi ngenda kusumbuwa kati. Ngenda kusaba briefly soko demo your submission kubanga badde mpandika wano ngate nabyenkebera, so I missed something important from your submission. Nyamba on briefing wajidemo so that I know what's down.
Okay, chimbadde ngamba ntino tulina okufocusinga ku reality. Tulina movement ino netwaga very realistic and achieved basically. Kati twetaaga resources ezimala, of which siroza naffe oba tusobola noziroizinga honestly nga byetaaga mu external, you know, companies. Well, you know, we can sell our ideas to those people who have the same feeling like us, the same cause like us, you know, because tulina mobilizing mu byalo, tulina ebyokukola bingi actually. Nsubira abantu tebeebaka bwebaka obeerayo ne ideas nenga oluusi tolina resources nga yeetagamu resources nenga tulina resources okifani kitegeera nga byonna byetaaga ssente, you know. Omuntu ng'oli mukulu olina abaana, basically you have responsibility. You hit the street, jukira the kind of state we are dealing with, you know, kwatayo nekuteekayo oba negenda ku mulimu egamba oyo mumugobe, such circumstances ndowooza tubadde tubiraba, you know, oba olina ka business ne baka frustratinga, so challenges ezo oba ne baku, you know, wali ebirala bye tutayagala kwogera discouraging movement. Nekirala mbadde ngamba nti kino tulina olunaku olwo lwa independence, jjukira nti ekibuga bakisalako ate amagye ge gakikuuma, actually batandikiranga eno ku mukwano, kati ate nga bwe twaba threateninze mundoza I don't know bayinza tutuuka ekibuli okiraba kati nga bwe tugamba nti we sneak in ne tweyambulira eri munda nga ate bayinza otuyisa bubi nga bwe mwayogedde really bayinza okugyawo mpolampola ne okutuusa eri baba balina okuskininga, they just skin you alive, you know. So kati nga nsuggestinga nti bwe tuba tusobola okufuna okwemobilizinga ne tufuna we tugenda nga twambala t-shirt zaffe, tulina placards kuliko ebigambo by'enjawulo, you know, sending the message to the world nga tu inviting aba TV ne batukwata And it flagrant for us, we celebrated our independence that way. Yeah. Anything else?
Ikintu kyabadde misenza.
Okay. Okay.
Eyanza.
Okay.
Ndowooza nasigaddewo nzekka I don't have a co-host. Good girl simulaba. My name kati I'm noting something kati I can't do ebintu bibiri omulundi gumu. I can't speak. Mugisha unmute ogire ng'oyogeramu awo kati. Mugisha simanyi ogenze kusala.